All right, here we are on 11 and 12. Just finished practice. Um, 1 second. I brought an old relic out, and I'm not talking about me or my knee, thank you. Um, Impulse zone. It's actually drilled. From what the guy told me when he drilled at Tony Ratto many years ago, like 2003, 2004. The only ball I have is supposedly drilled axis weight. The pin is on my axis. This ball goes remarkably straight. It's actually, I believe, if I remember correctly, a particle ball. Something that has died in the last few years, particle. The lanes are dry. I'll have more on that in a minute. So I'm going to try to use this ball for a little bit and see what happens. All right, here's what I've learned and confirmed over the past 2 weeks. As far as what I've heard, the guy Mark is no longer managing the bowling center. They brought somebody else in. Mark still works here, but he's not managing. So I don't know if that's the reason that the lanes were different last week and also drier this week. Although they seem manageable this week compared to last week. Or you can call it coincidence. You can call it anything you want. I don't know. But anyway, that's what's happening. To me, business-wise, people pay their money. You want consistency. And that seems to be what we haven't had here a couple times lately. But, it is what it is. I can't change it. The only thing I can do is try and see if we can either bowl here next year or not bowl here next year. And we'll have to find out. If I have the right shot for it, I love the way axis weight rolls for me. Just very stable. I'm unstable, so the stableness really. Speaking of unstable, I also brought the Reign Supreme with me in case the look was similar to last week where I had nothing with my other ball. Reign Supreme, I'm not saying would definitely give me a different look. And and that's what I was looking for last week. Was a different look. I had the same basic look with the two balls I used last week, the IQ Tour Fusion and the IQ Tour Solid. They're basically clones of each other. The Solid, the Solid goes a little straighter, a little less reactive than the Fusion, but I see no reason to have duplicate balls in my bag that are that close together. So I wanted a different look. I got 3 different looks, completely different looks now with these 3 different balls. Plus, I can also use this impulse zone to make 10 pins with.
What do you mean to do it,
All right, so that's the way this ball has always hit for me. I've always on light shots I've always gotten a 5 pin out just like that. On light shots, I'm not convinced yet that this is the answer to the problem that I had last week. I think they're a little better than last week, by the way. This ball would really probably be nice on last week's shot, as really bone dry as they were. This ball works great on sand. Well, that's a really, really good reaction. I mean, the ball hooks a little early in the dry and then sets right all the way to the pocket. I like that reaction. Wow. Some things never change. That's another hit I used to carry all the time with that ball. That weird light hit where the 10 pin goes upside down. I was going to say something else, profound and great, but I can't remember what it was. Bye-bye. All right. I think that lane hooks like a half a board to a board more. I'm playing them the same. I'm going to play them the same until I don't strike anymore because it's too early for me to move. left for transition. That happens at the end of the second game, as we well know. All right, what I was going to say before was that was the profundity thingy. I did try, of course, I have to. I tried the fusion ball in practice, and again, I was forced deeper than I usually am, which last week got me in a lot of trouble. I think I had more back end to be able to deal with it tonight, but then I tried this ball, and this ball felt so natural. So I decided to go for it, go for a different look. Number three, by the way. I've always been number three. Number two is way too good for me. Oh boy, what a reaction I have with this ball. This is incredible. I thought I might have a shot with this ball, but wow. Well, it just hooks a little in the fronts, and it just almost like stops right at the pocket. And that ball definitely would have been high on the other lane, so I really believe the left lane hooks a little bit more. No moving yet. Well, that ball never had a chance. That was horrific. That's one thing I do find after throwing 16 for a lot of weeks in a row is when I throw this one happens to be 15. I think this may be one of the very first 15-pound balls I actually got drilled. It's actually the first 15-pound ball I had drilled after when I retired for 4 or 5 years, whatever it was. I can't remember. Tim Kramer could tell you whether it's 4 or 5 years. But I definitely retired for a while. Anyway, I overthrow 15s once in a while like that. I'm just not quite used to it yet. But that shot got away with it. I'm happy to get away with it. Alright, so now I give my permission to move. Myself permission to move. That lane I gotta move a half right. The other lane I gotta move a half left. That's what I'm seeing out there. All right, 256. So I moved a half a board left from where I was on the first shot, tripped the 4-pin, I moved another half a board, 10 in the pit, and then the last shot, I missed on the ball. I didn't play throw the ball particularly well, so I'm not worried about that shot. The 256 with this ball, more than I could have hoped for, actually. I still hope that I can use the IQ Tour Fusion most of the time. But boy, do I have a backup plan now. Boy, is that right in my wheelhouse for speed control. Love it. I'm not doing much.
I'm doing nothing. So.
I'm just rambling. All right, so I did move my feet half a board to the right from where I was on that lane. That lane has a bad rack almost all the time, so the shaker boards don't work well on that lane. If you re-rack it, it's just going to take forever and make everybody agitated at me, like I'm a prima donna. Well, look at my hair. I mean, and my lipstick. I left it off. No mascara. No. All right. So anyway, I pulled it a little and I got over the top of it. Well, I always get over the top of it, but You know what I mean? And it carried anyway, so what's bad about that? Okay, I tugged that one again. You see what happens when I tug this ball? It hits a little oil and it just goes dead straight. It's like with the other equipment, I'm more playing the back end of the lane because I'm trying to get my break point early enough that it's rolling through the pins. This ball, I'm playing the front part of the lane and just letting it set to the pocket if I play the front part of the lane right. So, I mean, concepts. I almost hate to put this in these terms, but I threw that ball too good. I threw that ball so nice. And of course, it was a little slower, and I got it a little to the right of where I want on that lane. But you know what? I'm right in the zone, so. All right. I got that one to the right. I was really worried about that hooking up for a big four. But that ball, like I said, if I have my feet in the right spot with the right speed, it's just going to go to the pocket. I did move my feet back to the left, hoping I would throw it too good again. It was too good for the pins to fight me very much. They fought me a lot. I can accept that with throwing with this ball. This ball does not have any back end to it. It's going to happen if I'm not, really close. But and also, again, I'm throwing the ball, overthrowing this 15-pound ball a little bit from time to time. So I'm okay with that. All right, first 10 pin of the night. Boy, that was a really good shot. Although, bad rack on that lane, but I've carried light hits on that lane. That was the first 10 pin. I don't know. To me, it looked almost identical to the other lane's shot. But that one struck, so it must have been different.
Yeah, how you doing? How you doing? Well, you're doing pretty good this game. This game is that's good. A little fun.
All right, 244. I 7 count. We lost by 1 pin. It's unbelievable. The first ball in the 10th frame was shades of the old me. Perfect correction at the line. The second ball, not a great shot. Close enough to carry. The third ball, too fast. Too fast. I missed the ball at the bottom. You know, when I'm throwing the ball slow like this, with a ball that's underreacting, gotta get through the ball correctly. Well, all right. That ball I got to the right, which is where I want to be, and it faced up perfectly. Well, that deserves a penalty. I tugged at 3 or 4 boards, 7 or 8 boards, or 12 or 14. I'm not sure, but it was a lot. But this ball, like I said, it sees oil. It knows what. It's like the ice storm we had last night. The tires see ice, they go straight. Yeah, the second ball I threw where I should have thrown the first ball. I got the ball out, it came back too far. The first ball I tugged in the oil. I'm just afraid to move my feet to the right because I think they're going to hook early and go 4-9'sville, but I'll have to decide what to do. Alright, got a 7-pin out on that, so that was good. I got it left again. My fault. Almost struck though, and almost. This is like almost like bowling back in the 80s, 70s or 80s, whatever. It's like with this ball, I have to like make the ball finish. With my regular stuff, my resin stuff, a lot of times I have to try to make the ball not finish too much. So it's kind of like you got to get used to what you're doing here. Another one I tugged left into the oil. I'm making my 10 pins just fine with it though, so that's how straight the ball goes. Alright, that time I can hardly say this. I caved in to what the lane was telling me on that lane. I moved my feet a board to the right and I got to the point where I was just trying to throw it a little slower than what my body wants to do tonight, especially with a 15-pound ball. So I caved in. What can I tell you? I give up. I moved half a board right on that lane too. It's just my body's very comfortable throwing at that speed, so I just got to move my feet and everything to accommodate that speed. Tonight. Next week it might be something else. Oh, what a stubborn ass. You know, I definitely now people will argue with me, but I don't care. Definitely feel like my shot has tightened up on the back end from where it was the first game. Now, with the modern bowling balls, people will think sometimes the lane's tightened up when really the ball's spending its energy early and just stopping. But this ball isn't of that nature. My little shot there, my little 7, 8, 9 board shot there is definitely tightened up. I should have moved right a long time ago, but I'm learning, so I'm okay. You know, bowling really good. I'm throwing the ball great, so that's it. All right. Let me move because I have leprechauns at my feet. All right, so that was 213. The first shot I got wide. I should have got more balls wide on the right lane because that was a perfect spot to throw on the right lane. That lane there, I don't want to get it wide. I know it's hooking, but anyway, I like the way I bowled. I love that ball. If I have a shot for it, I am not sure if I will every week here. Actually, hate to say this, but Brian's not here tonight. I was kind of playing Brian's shot, Brian's angle. And if you have the right ball in your hand, man, you can play that angle here. So I learned that. The other thing, I just should have every new ball that I ever drill, I should have drilled up axis weight from now on. I just love that reaction. I mean, I'd like, in a perfect world, I need a ball that hooks a little bit more, just a little bit more than that one. You know, when you see me leave a 5 pin, a solid 5 and a 5-7, it's a little much. You know, it's a little too straight. But if I had a basic reaction of that axis weight, I'm loving that. All right, so 713, not too bad. Could have been better. Could have been a lot worse. I'm happy. You know. All right. I'm going away now, so ta-ta.